Now, Nashville comes in many forms. There is the Nashville of Nathan Bedford Forrest and the Ku Klux Klan. There is the Nashville of John Crow Ransom and the Fugitives. And then there is the Nashville that the entire world knows as the center of country and western music. And now, for all of you out there who may be hurting, we bring you, direct from the Grand Ole Opry in Nashville, the world-famous Mary Heartbreak of the world-famous Heartbreak Sisters.
Thank you. Now, I have some things to tell you first. We have a show, but I want to tell you some things that aren't secret, but almost nobody knows. See, there's always been music in the country, you know, for thousands of years, but that's not country music. Country was cooked up in a test tube. In the 19s and 20s, when radio and phonograph records came first into being, agency came out of New York City and out of England, and they were part of a radio project. They were called A&R Men, stands for Artists and Repertoire, and they created country, who played what they played and what became popular. Now, the mad scientist who headed up the radio project was Professor Theodore Wiesengrund, alias Adorno. And in the 1930s, he ran the Princeton Radio Research Laboratory at Princeton University, and that was an arm of the Frankfurter Schule of Mind Control. Now, they set up the big entertainment companies to use records, radio stations, and music printing to create popular taste. And you know the names, RCA Records, Columbia Records, all them. Now, these people picked Nashville to be the center of country. And the upfront money came from the National Life and Accident Insurance Company in Nashville and from the big British American tobacco companies. I know some of you remember the Prince Albert show. Now, National Life Insurance started up WSM Radio, the voice of Nashville, in 1925. And then right away, NBC carried WSM's programs nationwide. Now, they set up the Grand Ole Opry. They put it in the Ryman Auditorium in Nashville, where the Confederate soldiers had always had their annual reunion. And that's how these people did it. They created the Nashville sound, country, honky-tonk, blues, you name it, and all the other sounds. Know who created Gene Autry? An A&R man from Bristol, England. Leo Satherley, look it up. So that's what we got. You know, in England, they even wrote country lyrics in England. Now, Brave New World in 1932, the book by Aldous Huxley, it has country lyrics. Ain't no bottle in all the world like that dear little bottle of mine. That's Aldous Huxley, and that's how it works. And WSM and NBC radio people, they even decided how you looked, what you did. If you showed up trying to look decent in a dress or suit, they made you take it off and look like a hick. You had to get your publicity photos out in the barnyard, in a pig pen. That's how they did it. Now, now you know. Now I want to show you some real good lookers. We got our show direct from the damned old Opry tonight. Big show. I'm going to bring them out, and you'll see that we're going to do country music like you never heard it before. Now, I want to bring out our performers in two groups. Hold your applause till I get them out on stage. We got a big show. First, I want to bring you the best backup singers in country today from the damned old Opry. Welcome Bobby Bowe and his singing sweetie, Susie Heartbreak Bowe. She's my partner in the Heartbreak Sisters. Now, I want to bring you our musicians. These are the C-Sessionist Strings. Hold your applause till I get them one by one. First, I want to introduce Atlanta Nancy and Chattanooga Davy doing some wild and woolly fiddling. Hold your applause. I know it's hard, but now we got Johnny Sigg, one of the best bassists and all-around musician in country today. Johnny Sigg. And last, we got direct from Cajun land, Napoleon Bonaparte Roulade. We call him Frenchie. And now, the moment you've been waiting for, direct from Nashville. There are no words to describe him. That man in black, hurting, crying, lonesome, Bobby Lee Trash. We got a big show. We got to keep going. Now, while they're checking their mics, I want to just get back and finish what I told you before. You know now how country music was made in New York City. New York City! You know, they know it's the truth. Nobody speaks the truth. I'm even going to give you the formula. You'll see what I mean. Now, it's got to be loser music, it's got to be Southern, got to be Confederacy, nostalgia, Old South. It's got to be real low-down stuff, lying, cheating, shooting, dying, gambling. Musically, simple-minded, single melody line. I mean mono D, no polyphony. And you repeat it over and over and over again. And very important, instrumental part must be crude. Now, Chattanooga Davy, first let's have it nice. Atlanta Nancy will show you how you should play the violin, but that's no good, not in country. You had to play it like a hick, like Chattanooga Davy, he's showing you how to play. That's the way they made you do it, to hold the fiddle like a hick. One famous name, let me tell you, Ernest Tubb and the Texas Troubadours, they played in the key of C for 45 years. Now, finally, now on the musical side for the decoration, you use that gospel harmony, you know that. You take a simple melody, you stack some thirds above it or some fifths or something like that, and that's it. I'll give you a little demo. It's from my 1870s gospel hymnal here. Honey, give us an F, a D, and a B flat here. Through the valley of the shadow I must go. That's how you do it over and over again. You know, there's thousands, 8,000. That's the formula for country. Now, we got to get to our show, but two more things. The point is there's a big, long history to this, and we don't have time to get into that tonight, but I'm going to just show you a couple of dates. Keep in mind, for example, 1779. That's when in England the only hymnal was printed, 300 songs to dumb you down, including the text of Amazing Grace. The melody is nice. It came later from Virginia, really. But the text says, you're a wretch, and it's low down. And over the 1800s, millions of these songs were printed. They came to be called gospel. London money backed it up, and the idea was to keep us all simple-minded. Now, in 1893, in New York City, there was a counter-operation set up called the National Conservatory of Music to create classical and spiritual, I mean, really great music and beauty, but that was defeated. So here we are today, and we have stars of country, formula music of all kinds, and we have stars like Willie Nelson. Now, see, for example, in the 1980s, a lot of you know when the farm crisis came along, Willie was made the figurehead for the farmers because he's a loser. See, he headed up 8 Farm Aid concerts. He wants marijuana legalized. His claim to fame is he went to the White House during the Carters and smoked dope on the roof. His son has committed suicide. Willie hasn't paid his taxes. He wants you to help him. And that's the leader of the farm movement of the United States for Columbia Records. Now, in fact, who's the biggest female vocalist today? Leanne Rimes. She's 13 years old. Hottest female vocalist on the chart. Sorry, she was 14 last week. Her hot song is called Blues. Anyway, and Leanne says, look, I may be only 13, but I know about hurting and crying. She fits the formula, and she's a star. Okay, that's it. Now what we got for you, we got a medley. We got 5 songs tonight. They're written by Webb Tarpley. He's a word man down in Nashville. And I want to tell you, since for a lot of you, you know, almost everyone here, we're speaking a foreign language, we'll be singing a foreign language, we arranged to have some surtitles on the screen for them of you that needs it. And so I think if my friends are all ready, I'm going to tell you what we're singing as we go along. And we feel it's only right to begin our medley with our stand on current issues.
The deficit is rising, the country's off the track, the feds are pushing gun control, so let's fight back. I want a balanced budget and my gun to shoot. I'm sick of paying taxes. I'm gonna vote for you. Term limits are the answer, deregulation too. I hate that guy Slick Willie, and a time to cancel welfare, make the deadbeat pay. It's time to sign that contract with the whole USA. The nation state is rotten, the empire is the best. I'm a raving Anglophile, that's no jest. I'm forming a militia with the KKK. We'll join the great tradition of the OCSA. One more time. We'll join the great tradition of the OCSA.
Now, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. But now we're going to move on to one of those timeless themes. The theme of the alienation of the human heart. Adultery and alcohol demoralize us one and all from sleazy bars and one night stand. There comes the song of country band.
Jail terms come down and closures too. Cruel fate will frown and conquer you. The wretched grief of country fans becomes the song of country band. Country band.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And next we move on to some dedications. We want to dedicate the next one to the royal family, to the concern for ecology, and, you know, for meanies, everywhere, and for the worldwide life.
My ruling passion is that I am mean. I hate the government 'cause it is clean. I've got resentments like you've never seen. Because I'm green, I love the Queen. There are too many people for the land. Let plagues and famines lend a helping hand. Progress and industry ought to be banned. Because I'm green, I love the Queen. I see a big threat in that ozone hole. I think world government must play a role. I hear Prince Philip says man has no soul. Because I'm green, I love the Queen. Because I'm green, I love the Queen. Take it from the top. My ruling passion is that I am mean. I hate the government 'cause it's not clean. I've got resentment like you've never seen. Because I'm green, I love the Queen. Because I'm green, I love the Queen. Because I'm green, I love the Queen.
Now we have to do a little history because our thoughts often go back to pre-war times and to that peculiar institution.
Last year I took a course in race relations. They taught me of the fight of black and white. But it's hard to be white trash in an economic crash. If only we'd return to pre-war time. Turn back the clock. Turn back the clock. Oh, just turn back the clock. Turn it back again. Turn back the clock. Turn back the clock. Oh, just turn back the clock.
Thank you. And now for our last number, we have to sing about going back to our roots and sing one for our lost cause.
We never came to terms with Appomattox. We're still on the side of General Lee. Jeff Davis fills our hearts with pure nostalgia. And loser is the only thing to be. We're doomed to be unreconstructed rebels. The cause that has been lost will always be. Our capital will always be in Richmond. We're frozen in the nightmare of our past. We're existentialists worse than the Frenchmen. Refighting all the battles that we lost. We never will accept this Yankee nation, where little men are always double-crossed. We're doomed to be unreconstructed rebels. The cause that has been lost will always last. Our capital will always be in Richmond. We're frozen in the nightmare of our past. One more time. We're frozen in the nightmare of our past. One more time. We're frozen in the nightmare of our past.